Oh, hi, podcast listeners. There's many ways you can listen to the Real Nerds podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes. You can also subscribe on Stitcher Radio. You want to send us a Twitter message? You can do that. It's so easy, at Real Nerds. Like us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com, where there'll be a lot of articles for you to not only read, but to listen to our previous shows. Do you like your stories told through pictures? Then you can also follow us at Real Nerds on Instagram. You can also call us, 720-6nerds5. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Camera, action!
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd can...
talk film! I'm sorry.
Take it outside.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action! Real nerds!
This is Real Nerds Podcast, officially the official podcast for all your movie needs. I am Ryan, and I am joined by Brad.
I'm back.
Yeah.
I never went away. I never went away. I just, I'm back from last week,
Yeah.
Like I'm always here every week.
That's an accurate it's an accurate description.
It's technically correct.
What's happened.
Yeah.
Totally correct.
You're back too. We're all back.
I am, and I feel good. I feel good.
Yeah.
Actually, my whole family's been sick for like 2 weeks.
You sound sick.
And I haven't gotten it, so... What's up?
You sound sick. You might have it.
I know. Actually, I was going to say this morning, the last 2 days I've woken up and my throat's hurt and my nose has been a little clogged, but I'm hoping that's it. But we'll see.
Yeah, I felt that way too.
We'll see how it goes.
I just drank a bunch of orange juice like constantly and did some zinc tablets and doing pretty good.
Nice. Yeah, I'm just drinking tons of water.
Yeah, that
and
too.
We'll see
good.
how that goes. But we'll see. Whatever. It is what it is.
Chicken ramen. So there's that.
Nice.
That's helped.
Yeah, we went to a pho restaurant 2 days ago. That was really good.
Yeah. It's like
that's always really soothing.
Yeah, cold weather and soup just makes soup so much better.
Oh yeah, and like pho is so good. I love the complexity of pho.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so good. And there's this pho restaurant in Georgetown that's really, really good. And I got it with
is it fucking
these meatballs. Good? It is so fucking good. There is a restaurant that's called Pho King, where it's like pho and then king.
Mm-hmm. I have a t-shirt with that on it because a bunch of film people back like in the OSN days, they did a skit about that joke exactly, and they had made t-shirts of it and handed them out. So continue.
Yeah, so it's good. But earlier this year I was golfing, and when you golf, sometimes you'll find random golf balls on the course, and I found a novelty one, and there was Korean writing on it, and below it was FOO, and then King Long, so it said Fu King Long. It had been some like bachelor party, but it was funny. You never know what you're going to find. Every week on Real Nerds Podcast, Brad, I don't know if you know this, but we see a new movie and we podcast our experience to the world.
Don't lie to me. That's not true.
This week we saw The Fabelmans. Stay tuned, where we will tell you if we recommend the film or not, play the trailer, and then spoil the film. We also have the big movie news story of the week, and something that we want to talk about, like what we've been watching, what we've been playing, what we've been dancing to. I don't know. You tell me. We're going to do it. But before we do that, Brad, I have one thing I'm going to ask you about.
Okay.
So let's say you open up a box of Mike and Ike's. Now, this is the Mega Mix, Mike and Ike, so there's really good flavors that are like peach and tropical punch.
I hope it has all the flavors if it's mega.
Exactly. So you get one of those, it's not like a small box, it's like a movie theater box one, so there's lots of candy in it. So you get it at the grocery store, and I'm not going to eat all that candy in one sitting. So, oh wait, this isn't about me. This is just a hypothetical. So you have this big box of candy, and you don't eat it all because you're going to save it. Of course, you're going to save it. And so you have, let's say, a living room where you've didn't feel the best today, so you were watching movies, and your wife or significant other comes home and throws a half a box of Mike and Ike's away. And she threw it away, she said, because they were open. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Mike and Ike's don't go bad.
At least not quickly.
Yeah. And so she thinks I shouldn't be like upset about her throwing out a half a box of Mike and Ike's. To which I replied is, I should be upset because that's ridiculous. That's was it $2 for the box? So that's $1 I'm not going to get back, Brad. Just $1 throw away.
You probably were on, assignment, I'm guessing 5 minutes paid for that box.
Exactly. The fuck? It's never coming back. Bullshit.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, Mike and Ike's don't immediately expire, and if they do, then the Bug Concessions has a problem because we've got bags and bags of those things.
That's what I mean. But I think that's the type of candy that you're probably good on, right?
Yeah, I'd say if anything, they're just going to get hard first.
Yeah, but I don't understand why my wife threw them out to this day. Well, to this hour, because I found out like 2 hours ago when I was sitting down to watch hockey, and I said, "Hey, Laura, where'd my Mike and Ike's?" Oh, wait, this is hypothetical. Hey, random significant other, where'd my Mike and Ike's go? And their answer was, I threw them away.
Could this be
what?
A deflection, like it's her birthday today and you forgot?
No, bro, no. I just don't understand.
This person, not
I don't
your
think
wife.
anyone can understand. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird
don't
one.
worry, Lori. I'm telling the whole world about how you threw out my Mike and Ike's. And she just flipped me off and says she doesn't care. So,
well, hopefully, December 25th, you come down, you pull the presents out from the tree, and there's like a little box of Mike and Ike's waiting for you.
Yeah,
Christmas
that's
miracle.
The dream.
I wanted nothing else this year except for one box of Mega Mike and Ike's, and I got it. I want to try. Have you seen the Sour Patch Kids coal? Like they just have a box of coal for everybody. It's great.
No, I haven't seen those.
Yeah, I keep trying to pick one up while I'm doing my shops, but I haven't had a chance to. But I've seen them, and I just want the novelty of it.
I did get the Sour Patch Kid peaches. Those are really good.
Oh, I've never even heard of those.
Yeah, so they started doing the watermelons, and now they have a peach one, and they're really, really good because Sour Patch Kids have that sour, but then they're really sweet afterwards, and they're really good. Oh, and then my wife just told me she threw away my peach Sour Patch Kids. What the fuck is going on in this goddamn house?
Sounds like you're in the doghouse for some reason, dude.
Dude, I know. Did I make you mad or something, Laura? She just walked away.
Uh-oh. That's very suspicious.
Well, she actually can't hear very well because, I don't know, she listens to music really loud and was in band. So you could say anything, and she's in another room right now, and she wouldn't even hear it.
Oh. Maybe she heard half your sentence of
whatever.
Like, don't throw away my Mike and Ike's. She didn't hear the don't part, and she thought she was supposed to throw them out.
And here's the thing, Brad. I don't even eat that much candy. So if I get candy, it's like, oh, hey, I got something special, like a treat for me today. I don't eat candy that much. The fuck?
I scraped a dead body out of a motel room today, and all I wanted was one little box of candy. Is it too much
That's
to
the
ask?
way I can get the taste out of my mouth.
It takes Sour Patch Kids to clean out the rotting flesh bacteria that's emanated into my nose and down into my throat cavity and calcified. I don't know how science works.
Yuck. Science.
That's how I think it happens. Good thing you had COVID. Probably helps you.
Totally. makes me tougher.
Since you had COVID, like you need extra things that taste like really intense so that you can just get the enjoyment of tasting things again, and candy does that for you.
Yes, it does. It's the only joy I have in life. My wife just throws it away. Can I just taste the sweetness of candy?
Just one.
No, I threw it away. Oh, wow, wife. That's mean. That's mean, wife.
Wait, your wife? I thought this was about somebody else.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's mean, person that has nothing to do with this.
That'd be really mean for someone else's significant other to do, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be unheard of. Unbelievable. Anywho, here's the big news story of the week.
It's real news.
You see how I'm being cool to Zach? He's going to join us maybe later. And I know he's really excited about this movie. And I decided that I'm going to, let him join in on it.
This feels like a volume 4 or 5 episode now that we're doing the review at the end of the show. Totally screws up our new process.
Just messes everything up. Really, the big news story that happened this week, Brad, is, I don't know if you caught this, but there was this really big story on the Hollywood Reporter about the future of DC and how they scrapped Wonder Woman 3 and that Henry Cavill is probably not going to be Superman, and the upcoming Aquaman is the last for Jason Momoa. They're basically doing a hard reboot on everything DC.
Yeah, maybe. When I first saw that Wonder Woman thing, the first thing I thought of, because everyone was reacting very much like they're scrapping Wonder Woman entirely, like, I don't believe that they would throw a very popular female superhero in the DC canon, out to pasture. I've immediately thought, oh, they just don't want Patty Jenkins to be in charge of it anymore. So
yeah. And, honestly, this whole thing doesn't surprise me that much because they are trying, it seems that they're trying to distance themselves from this Zack Snyder thing because this is a PR nightmare for everybody involved. And overall, the movies didn't turn out that great. I think the first Wonder Woman is an awesome film. The second one is okay.
Yeah. I like Man of Steel.
Man of Steel is fun. I do think Henry Cavill should get another chance to be Superman because I think he is really good. And it'd be fun to see a Superman in the vein of the 78 Superman where it's just, fun and he's charming and it's not so dour, I think is something that I would actually like to see.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, like I enjoyed all the actors in the Snyderverse in their roles. So, but you do look at Jason Momoa and you're like, God, that was a perfect Lobo casting visually.
Yeah.
So that was a missed opportunity. But I still enjoyed his take on Aquaman. Like we didn't need another blonde, chiseled jaw, hero. I thought it was inspired casting that way.
I agree. But I think they're just trying to reboot everything, and I know one of their things is they don't want all these Batmans running around, and so they're only going to focus on the Robert Pattinson Batmans, which I'm cool with too.
Yeah, it might be worth it not to try to get like a Batman. Like they could do a Justice League without Batman. It almost makes more sense because he's so underpowered. So why not build the Justice League without him, and then once all those characters are finally established and people enjoy it, bring him in the future one.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've always said, and I know I've said this to you before, is the DC characters, while they're good individually, they need to earn the Justice League movie, where Marvel has done that with the Avengers, and now they're doing it again with a new set of Avengers. I think that's something they have to work on, and I think that James Gunn is the right person for it. And what I like about James Gunn doing it is we're probably going to get a lot more characters like an Iron Man, because when Iron Man dropped, he wasn't an A-list hero by any means.
Mm-hmm.
So James Gunn is really good at bringing people like everyone in the Guardians of the Galaxy. No one knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy was until his movie. And, giving them a chance. So that people like Harley Quinn, who I love, will probably get another chance. And, I don't know, Static Shock or Beast Boy or something unique to DC to help sell it, because we know we're going to get a Batman and Superman, but make the other movies super unique.
Yeah, apparently we're still getting Blue Beetle. You could do Booster Gold.
Yeah,
plenty of C and D listers could. James Gunn, cares about enough that he can probably make that happen. So
I agree.
I think we're good on the A-lister origin stories. So
agreed. So yeah, this is what we've been watching.
So yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Brad, what'd you watch this week?
Gosh, I guess I'll just throw another couple things at you, and you can pick. I watched the Chevy Chase Fletch movies and the Home Alone movies. And obviously I just came from Batman Returns, and I watched the Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 in the theater. So yeah, take your pick.
What have you not seen?
What have I not seen?
Yeah, no, I mean, what of those films did you experience for the first time?
Oh, I guess the Fletch ones and Home Alone 3.
We'll start with Fletch.
Yeah, sorry, nothing great. I mostly watched Law and Order episodes.
Really?
Yeah, love Law and Order. But yeah, Fletch. Yeah, I think people's fondness for those movies are a little overrated. The new one I watched this year, Confess Fletch, other than it not being Chevy Chase and it being John Hamm, not that different. Not super funny to me. Has a couple of good lines because he's a smart ass, so I liked a lot of his comebacks. But plot wise and mystery wise, not a huge, not impressed. So that's where I fell on that.
Yeah, because I don't mind the films, but when people talk about them, someone like Kevin Smith, who just reveres these films, and when I watched them, I go, okay, they're there.
Yeah, I'm sure they were really impressive in 1985 and 1989, which I didn't even finish the second one. Not that it was terrible, but it was definitely different tonally, and I just wasn't engaged enough in what was going on to continue it. I'll pick it up at some point, but yeah, I think I got halfway through and I was like, had to do something else, and I was like, okay, I'm good for now. So
that's always a positive sign from a movie. Yeah. I'm halfway through and I don't need to watch the rest of it. Maybe later when I have nothing else to do.
I mean, same thing with the first one. Like, I did finish it, but it took me a couple tries. So yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't even know there was a Home Alone 3. What the fuck is Home Alone 3 about?
Oh my God. So obviously it doesn't have Macaulay Culkin in it. Has some new kid. Scarlett Johansson's in it, oddly enough. That was like my big takeaway from it. Yeah, she plays the sister.
So this is an old movie then?
Yeah, it's from 97.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was either in theaters very quickly, like shortly, or it went straight to home video. But yeah, there's this kid, I think his name's Justin Pruitt, he has chicken pox. He's stuck at home. And then there's an international band of thieves that are trying to break into his house so they can recover a stolen microchip that ended up in one of his toys for Christmas. Yeah. So it's like half spy thriller, half Home Alone. Yeah,
Weird.
the chip's in like this RC car, and yeah, he figures it out and just teases him. And
So is there burglars who try to break in too?
yeah, that's the evil thieves. Like they're on to him and they're trying to break into his house to recover it, and he keeps thwarting them. They're constantly creating these ruses to try to get in. And the police think the kid's crazy. He keeps calling the police on him, and they're like, microchip and international thieves, like that's ridiculous. And no, it's not. There's seriously like 4 of them, and they have all this elaborate technology and still are thwarted by a
is it
9-year-old
funny
kid.
Is it funny, like, because that's, the fun thing about the Home Alones is it's funny, but it's also kind of a Looney Tunes style cartoon when Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern get hit,
I think it's really a lot of just, hey, we're replicating the things we liked about the first and second, and we're just kind of doing it again with a new character. And we've amped it up by creating like a international incident, like the FBI or the CIA are involved too. When they're writing it, they tried to figure out, how can we take this up a notch? And I guess their solution was to make it more international, not just a family and a couple thieves,
Yeah. But don't you lose some of the intimacy of the first Home Alone and the second one when it's just the family? You make it more contained.
Exactly. Like that was like, as I was watching Home Alone 2 again for like the first time in, I don't know, like 20, 30 years. I like, there were parts where I was actually laughing out loud because the gags were so funny and there was like a genuine heart to it. Like it's funny when, he goes to the like Central Park for the first time after he gets lost in New York, and he runs into the pigeon lady, and he doesn't like freak out. He just looks at her and goes, "Sick." But yeah, like him wandering.
Also too, because Kellen, has been watching. I'm sorry, and Macaulay Culkin is funny and charming in him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, over the years I've gotten this thing, and like I guess in pop culture, like Home Alone 2 is like looked down upon, like it's not as good. But I thought it retained the same kind of it's a little more implausible. Like they really,
him being in the hotel and stuff, but
and just New York's a big city, and he's able to like walk around and not like run into a lot of trouble with things, and then his parents, like there's a lot of convenience of the wet bandits finding him. There's that meme of like, how did Kevin's dad afford like this trip to Paris? Like, what does he do? And apparently, if you really listen to the dialogue closely, it's not him that affords it. It's his brother, who's apparently some French millionaire who flew his family or tried to fly his family out to Paris. And then in 2, they decided to all go to Miami. And so his brother,
that's right.
Kevin hides.
You never know who his.
Yeah, you never meet his brother, and his brother's the one with the renovated apartment that he escapes to after he gets kicked out of the hotel. So
because that's where he tells the wet bandits to meet him at, and he sets it up. Gosh,
it's owned by his uncle. So like people have forgotten the thread of. It's not Kevin's dad. Like Kevin's dad is obviously wealthy anyway because that house in Chicago. But apparently his brother's loaded because he has a house in New York and Paris. So, but yeah, it's really sweet how he also helps out that the toy store owner, which I forgot about. Duncan's toy chest, that's where the Wet Bandits are stealing from in the first place in the sequel. And it was so funny because when he walks, like he goes to thwart their plan, and he walks up to the window and sees them stealing from the big treasure chest of cash. And I'm thinking to myself, like, man, they could wrap up, because I like remembered that they had this whole sequence in the toy store of like falling into traps and stuff. And I was like, man, it would really save some like production time and shooting if Kevin just throws a rock through the window and it sets off the alarm and to bring the cops there. And sure enough, that's what he did. And then he escapes to his uncle's house. But yeah, it's like, oh, totally called it.
Yeah, that's right. Wow.
Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling about Home Alone way too much.
That's all right. They're classics, man. Well, the first one definitely is a classic.
Yeah, the first, second one.
So.
Yeah, like I had fondness for them, but it wasn't like, you know, a holiday go to for me. And so revisiting them now, I'm just like, oh, I do kind of remember the charm of these, and the second one's pretty much on par with. Although also there's one part where Kevin goes to like a high point when he's touring the city first, and he's like enjoying his freedom. And he goes to the top of the World Trade Center. And so there's like this big helicopter shot of him on top of it. And there's like a helipad up there and everything. And he's just walking around the perimeter and whatnot. I'm thinking to myself, like, so back when the towers were up, you could just go to the top of it. And he's the only person up there, let alone he's a kid. So I guess you could just walk to the top and take pictures. Like,
you could. I forget which tower it was, but there was actually a thing you could do for that.
Oh wow, that seems.
Yeah.
You know, there's like a little catwalk that goes around, so you're not like going straight to the edge of the ledge or whatever. But it seems very dangerous, and just be like, cool kid, just go up there and do your thing, all alone, because yeah, there's no one else up there in that shot, so feels like there should be, because they get a lot of tourists per day, but nope, just him. Found that odd.
Yeah, well, you just got to hit at the right time, and then there'd be no tourists.
Oh, also, when he's torturing the Wet Bandits in the brownstone, there's one part where Marv like touches a sink that has a car battery attached to it, so he electrocutes himself. And so he's shaking, like Daniel Stern is shaking or whatever, and then like there's this quick insert frame of like a plastic skeleton with his clothes on it. And I'm like, this is a $1 million serious Hollywood picture. And I'm just thinking about in Jean-Claude Van Damme's Damn Van when LeBlanc falls into the acid and we like did the plastic skeleton. I was like, wow,
see,
they got away with that in a major movie, and like I felt bad for doing it in our low budget one as a joke.
Nope.
Yeah.
See, yeah, it's universal. Plastic skeletons are universal because they're always funny, just like a fart joke.
That's probably where I got it from. Worked in '92. It works in 2014.
Exactly.
No stretch of reality. Just yeah, that's what it would look like.
So this week I was able to finally see Clerks 3.
Oh.
And yeah, it's really good and surprisingly heartfelt.
Surprisingly?
Yeah, I guess in a way that I wasn't expecting. And how Kevin Smith's last few movies have gone, where even Reboot is basically just a retread of jokes. Not that it's a bad film, it's just his trajectory since he stopped making studio films, I guess, for lack of a better word, has really focused on, you know, drugs and marijuana and how great it is. And it's just one of those things where you kind of, I don't know, you get tired of it. And this one was, he really grounded his universe, I think, in this one a lot. And to have Becky taken away so soon after the end of Clerks 2 was kind of shocking.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian O'Halloran being such a great actor was kind of shocking to me too. Like, he was always good, but I mean, you're asking him to carry a lot of emotions in this film. And just watching the movie is that Randall and Dante are still working at the convenience store after they bought it at the end of Clerks 2. Jay and Silent Bob own a dispensary next door. Which I like is that they still sell it like it's illegal. It's funny. And so Randall suffers a heart attack, and he decides that he's going to make a film. And as they go through the film, it kind of rehashes a lot of the Clerk stuff, and but in a fun kind of meta way. And yeah, it just had a lot of heart to it, and how it plays out, I think, is really fascinating too. And when you watch the documentary, the 2 documentaries on the Blu-ray that you should get, because it ends up being almost 3 hours of bonus features on it. Kevin talks about how he wanted, after he had his heart attack, which he based the Randall story on, he was talking to other people, and he realized that there's another half or more than a half of where people who don't make it. And he wanted to tell that story too. And which, I mean, I guess I can spoil it. I don't care. Dante suffers a heart attack and he does not survive, which I thought was an interesting and kind of shocking turn in the film. And it's one of the times, actually tears came out of my eyes when he was in the movie theater watching Clerks, and Becky shows up to kind of walk him off this earth and into the afterlife. And I thought it was kind of a beautiful little thing at the end. So I really enjoyed it. And it was fun visiting that world again and seeing it play out how it did. So that was my fun thing I watched this week.
Yeah, it's weird because we saw it so long ago, and you're really not just getting to it. I do have the Blu-ray at home. I just haven't popped it in yet. But
I didn't know the Steelbook is at Best Buy. The 4K is unique to Best Buy too.
Mm-hmm.
They it's not sold anywhere else.
Yeah, I was on the fence about it because it's not going to match the other cases for the trilogy, but it is. Mm-hmm. So it is unique. So I was like, oh, might as well.
Yeah, it's like movie colors very prominently. It's a definitely unique Steelbook, but it's the bonus features are really great on it. So it's definitely worth getting on physical. And Kevin has a intro at the beginning that is what I always say about physical copies is, you're going to get stuff that you won't get anywhere else. And if you want another reason too, so Westworld was canceled by HBO and they're taking it off HBO Max. So you won't be able to stream it or watch it. So you're going to have to get the Blu-rays because they don't want to pay the actors. That's the whole thing behind it. I read a whole article about how much it costs to stream things. That's why on HBO Max too, I was always wondering why they only have the current season of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, because they don't want to pay all the other stuff that's associated with it. Because every time you stream it, they have to pay for the music, they have to pay the actors. That's why a lot of them now, The Office or Friends, is they give them tons of money up front so they don't have to keep on paying them residuals.
All right, I can't stay silent forever. I just have to say something at last after 45 minutes of talk. fuck this company.
How did you?
Go ahead, bro.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, I knew that was going to happen eventually with this, streaming. They're spending way too much money, and it's not you have to have subscriptions, cool, but then how do you keep on generating money? People are always surprised that they cancel things after 1 or 2 seasons. It's because they need new content, so you keep your subscription or get new subscribers.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like the model that's going to last.
Nope. Too many of them there's too many streaming options, and not enough of them are unique, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, if I'm going to drop HBO Max if they lean really hard into the reality TV stuff from Discovery, which it sounds like they're doing. So,
Ugh.
I'm already starting on the chopping block because they removed Looney Tunes back in action, and I, for one, will not stand for that bullshit. But yeah, if they're going to insist on reality content over the Warner catalog, then this company has just become a former shell of itself. It's going to sound weird.
Is.
It's going to sound weird, Ryan, but it's almost just like I wish Disney would save it.
Yeah. Well, they won't, because how much they pay for it? $44 billion?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Maybe that's why they brought back Bob Iger.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But anyway.
Back to Clerks 3. How did you enjoy Elias's pivot into Satanism?
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I love Kevin Smith, but I also had to endure, Harley's boyfriend in it constantly.
Is that who Blockchain is?
Yeah. And then during the making of, because Harley's not in it very much. I think she's only at the funeral scene, maybe.
Yeah, she's playing Jay's daughter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they're interviewing her for the documentary, and she says, "And my boyfriend, he's so cute up there." I said, "Oh my God." Must be nice. But I forgot I remember that kid, and I said, "Man, I've seen that kid before." And then I watched Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark with Kellen, and he's one of the kids in that movie.
Oh, nice.
I said, "Oh, that's where I know him from."
To be fair, though, Ryan, when you get a bunch of money to make a movie, you're going to put your boyfriend in it too, aren't you?
I don't know if Robert Downey Jr. will be in it. We'll see.
I meant Brad, but okay.
No, we broke up years ago.
You did? Yeah.
I'll interview Brad for the directing job, and we'll see if he'll be up to the task of directing my Friday the 13th movie.
But your breakup will automatically constitute a conflict.
Yeah, I'm down to direct Robert Downey Jr. I'll do it.
Sweet.
Actually, he'll probably direct me. Let's be honest.
Yeah, we're not going to do that shot.
Yeah, Robert.
Yes, sir.
Can I get a little more emotion out of you? It's like, excuse me? You're right. Let's do it your way. Just cave immediately to everything he says.
I would. Because he'd be saying, "What's your name again?" And you'll say, I'm Brad. Yeah, well, I'm Robert Downey Jr., and I don't care what you say.
That's right. Yeah, Mr. Jr. Can I get you coffee?
I made a documentary called Senior. I'll make another one called and it'll be about you. Another 2-letter documentary.
This week on Real Nerds Podcast, we saw The Fabelmans. Brad, do you recommend The Fabelmans?
Gosh, let me think about a movie that I saw like a month ago. Yeah, I guess. Spielberg makes quality stuff, but also I think about how this story, if it wasn't Spielberg, how impressive it would be. Because I was hoping for more film background from him, and basically biography wise, he starts a genius from day one and never runs any trouble making film. The film is mostly around his personal experience with his parents' divorce, and that's the movie you're getting mostly. And that's fine, but parents getting divorced isn't that unique. He doesn't have like a unique angle on it in this movie, so it's fine. It's fine for me.
Zach?
I think I'm in the opposite camp from Brad because I love that he's not leaning as much into film as he probably could. The conflict that I see is with his father primarily when it comes to film, and also conflicts with his mother involving what leads to the split, which we'll talk about in the spoilers. But this is one of my favorite films of the year, hands down. My personal opinion is this needs to be seen on a big screen, if nothing else, for the final shot of the movie. But we'll talk about it as we go along into spoilers. But yeah, I think you should go see it. And I think you should go see it before people start taking it out of the theaters in favor of Avatar. Because, man, that I can see those theaters dwindling bit by bit now.
I recommend it as well. I think I'm in between Zach and Brad on this, where I think the film is really nice and the performances are really good. The kid who plays Sammy in the high school years is really, really good. But at the same time, I don't know. That sounds bad. I mean, I did enjoy the film, but I also felt like it really wasn't doing anything. It was just a day in the life of, and that's it. This is my dad who doesn't support me. And I kept on thinking of, Weird, the Al Yankovic story. And
I was about to say that too. That's pretty much, his dad's like, I just feel like it would be best if you didn't do the things you loved.
Yeah, but the movie is really well made. I still enjoyed a lot of parts of it, but yeah, I think you should go see it. Here's the trailer for The Fabelmans.
Movies are dreams that you never forget. Sammy?
The lights change how everything looks. It's hard to find our house.
Ours is the dark house with no lights.
In this family, it's the scientists versus the artists. Sammy's on my team, takes after me.
What kind of movie are we gonna make?
You dismiss what he does. It's playful or imaginative. You could afford to be a little encouraging.
She should have been a concert piano player. What she got in her heart is what you got.
You can't just love something, you also have to take care of it. It's more important than your hobby.
Can you stop calling it a hobby?
Mom got a monkey.
Why'd you get a monkey?
Because I needed a laugh.
You always have to be the center of attention.
Stop shouting at her!
That has been nothing but disrespect from you.
I'm your mother!
Family, art. It'll tear you in two.
You stop making movies, it'll break your mother's heart.
I don't know what to do anymore.
You do what your heart says you have to.
What was your favorite part?
The Fabelmans is a semi-autobiographical film by Steven Spielberg. and I think he co-wrote it with Tony Kushner. In it, this boy named Sam Fabelman goes to see his first film, which is The Greatest Show on Earth, which is a Cecil DeMille film, and he sees the train wreck in it, and it changes his life, and he decides he's going to make film. And so, as I don't know, was he like 5 or 6, and he makes it like an incredible like Super 8 film of a train crashing.
Yeah, fortunately for him, in, I don't know, 1940 whatever, his dad already has access to a camera, so he doesn't have to work hard to get one.
Yep.
I mean, he does. He eventually does for his own, but like, you know, as soon as he comes home from the theater, he's ready to go making films.
It's 1952. Home cameras aren't an oddity on the market.
Yeah, they're $29.99. I learned that at the Alamo before the movie.
Right, which would be a lot of money, but like he probably had it for himself because he's a tech. His father's character is a tech nut in the movie and works for RCA, I think it is.
Exactly. I'm just saying he's fortunate that worked out really quickly for him.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So he has sisters and what appears to be a loving mother and father. They have a best friend named Benny who comes over all the time and has dinner. He has meddling mother-in-law and mother, and it as the story goes along, Sammy is more and more interested in making film, and his dad keeps on getting better jobs, making his family move, which creates rifts in the family, which eventually boils over on a camping trip when they're in Phoenix, where Sammy captures his mom and Benny being more than just friends. And it leads to a conflict within the family. And that's how it plays out. And I mean, they paint it as no one's really the bad guy in it. You know, because even though the mom is I guess the mom is kind of the bad person, but she's a good mom, and the dad is just I guess they both have faults. He's so focused on work that he neglects his family and doesn't care that they move. The mom is having an affair with the best friend, and Sammy's just trying to get by.
And she's put her like music career on hold to, you know, raise the family. So correct. Her free spirit is being neglected, you know. So yeah, there's not really a villain except for the kids at the high school who are straight up anti-Semites.
Which is sad because that's probably not that big of an exaggeration, you know.
Oh, I'm sure.
And
I would doubt it's. I think it would probably be as accurate, if not maybe restrained.
It's 100% accurate because he has Sammy do that wink and nod to the camera, where like, I swear I would never put your story in a film that I do, which is literally this film.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that guy was real.
I like that fun line.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know. So when Sammy's at that high school, he gets picked on for being Jewish, and he ends up meeting this girl named Monica who becomes his girlfriend. And, you know, her dad has some fancy camera that he uses to film Senior Ditch Day, which it's a quote unquote ditch day, but they all go to the beach and have fun. It's kind of like a field day when we were young. And actually that part was probably the most moving for me. Is he films, you know, the thing, and he makes his nemesis, this Logan kid, seem like a hero. And by doing that, it just proved to Logan how much better of a person Sammy is than him, because he has that moment in the hallway with him, which I thought was really great, about him saying, "Why did he do it?" And he said, "I just pointed my camera and it captured it." And, you know, the Logan kid says, "Well, I know that, you did it on purpose, which he did. He made him look like a hero. He gave him hero shots, which was established earlier in his war film, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it helped drive a wedge between Logan and his friend, who was really much worse to him, and showed like what a loser that guy was to the whole school.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was fun. But it's just a fun coming of age movie. Yeah, and like I said, I never really felt like there was this really big central conflict to it. But it's well made. It's beautifully shot. All the actors are great in it.
Yeah, Judd Hirsch's one or two scenes right in the middle there. Just
oh my God, as Boris. Oh
yeah,
that was a great scene.
Like as I was watching, I was like, best supporting actor. There you go, right there.
Yep,
I'm calling it.
He literally has his Oscar clip is when he's talking about art,
exactly,
and love and family.
So,
yeah, I want to like, I got to tell you, like I've been enamored by this idea because I don't remember where I read this, but I remember somebody was being interviewed and had worked with Spielberg before on something and made notion to the fact of like Spielberg would like to make darker movies like a David Lynch would. And that was just one of the examples used. It's not saying he wants to make David Lynch films, but the problem is that the business that he set himself up for early on doesn't allow that in the market necessarily. And I guess as we're finding out in the box office returns, nobody's really interested in this film, whereas I feel like they should be. But I love
watching. This film wasn't well promoted.
Well, that's another element of it. But I wanted to point to the idea of like I enjoyed watching Spielberg not as concerned with spectacle, whether historical or fictional, and just kind of dealing with that day-to-day thing. I think that's why I love the movie is that he's stretching himself in a place that he doesn't get to go too often. He is handling it expertly as you would expect him to, and he is centering the set piece, if you will, is the domestic deterioration. And I love that you get to watch him work with rough, but not maybe completely rough material involving the dissolution of the marriage with Michelle Williams and Paul Dano. And I think he allows for things to become as subtle as they need to be or as grand as they need to be in the way that he's normally wonderful at. I feel like this is a film where I got to watch him basically do an actor's exercise where there's no historical connotation attached to it in terms of like grand U.S. history. There's not a sci-fi spectacle attached to it. It is just a human story, plain and simple. He's stripped a lot of veneers out of it. And to watch the back half of the film and the way everything deteriorates into these honest anecdotes that form the final breakup of the marriage, I just liked watching through his eyes what that felt like. Is it a little bit like self-important to kind of tell your own story on film? Yeah, but I like that he wasn't shying away from the fact that this is this story. Some people make that kind of film and just completely ignore that it's about them. So at least he's honest about it. And don't think I have been enamored with Michelle Williams in a movie like this since maybe Blue Valentine. She's great in Manchester by the Sea, but man, she knocks it out of the park in this movie.
You couldn't get into her in Venom? Like
we all need money, Brad.
We enamored in Venom.
Brad, we all need money. We all need to make a living. I'm just gonna leave it there. But I get what you're saying though. And Paul Dano, I love how he's kind of playing this. He never really gets angry like in that film, apart from like one or two times. It's a very reserved performance as his father. And by the time you reach the climax of him basically accepting that this is what his son wants to do, it's a satisfying conclusion to a story we've seen so many times before. But because Spielberg is infusing it with what he has learned over the last 70 years or so of filmmaking, there's something about it that I think it makes it stand out from stories that usually go down this route. And as far as it, like I said something about earlier about being in a theater, I think that there is scale to this human story, whether it is the scenes of him making a war movie or the beach movie. There's something about watching it on a big screen that feels a lot more appropriate for this kind of story. And that final shot of the movie after my favorite scene in the movie, which had my jaw on the fucking floor because I knew who was cast. I didn't know this is what he was going to do. So when I finally realized there's only one other thing he can do in the movie, my fucking jaw dropped to the floor. That scene of the John Ford story is hands down one of my favorite scenes in a movie this year. It is just fucking accurate to a fucking sin. But that final shot of the film of adjusting the frame, I just thought was so lovely. It's so cheesy and it's so on the nose, but it was so damn lovely to watch the lesson he just learned, and just accumulating all the lessons he has learned is like the ending is him finally starting to understand how to make a good movie. And I really liked that. I appreciated that. It made me cry. So I get that it's probably not as fun to watch in a theater when you can probably go watch Avatar next week, but I really thought this was a story that should have had a bigger audience. I hope it gets its audience eventually.
Yeah, because that scene's awesome. You know, he goes into John Ford's office.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I should have said that. Yeah,
it's a really big setup because John Ford comes in and he's all pissed off, and he takes a long time lighting his cigar, and he says, "Hey kid, tell me about that painting." And he says, "Okay, well, it's a couple of cowboys. Where's the horizon?"
Yep.
And he points to the bottom. He's like, the bottom of the frame. He's like, "Okay, look at that picture over there." And he starts explaining the picture. He's like, "No, where's the horizon?" And he says on the top, he's like, "Good, get the fuck out of my office."
Yeah, he's just like, now you know how to make a movie as long as you know where the horizon should be. That's a story he told in a John Ford documentary that I remember seeing that for the first time going like, man, that's going to make a great moment in a Spielberg biopic. Cut to years later. I love that all David Lynch wanted was a bag of Cheetos on craft services and a chance to wear the costume for a week to get into the role of John Ford. The madman. And he's really good. I want a John Ford biopic now with David Lynch. And just deal with all the complicated issues surrounding John Ford. That was just so fucking funny. It was a great way to end the movie. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was good. And then the little fun realizing that the horizon's in the middle and he readjusts the camera.
Yeah. It's a beautiful touch. It's a very beautiful touch.
Good shit.
Anyway, good movie. People should watch it.
It's fun.
Well, fun. I will say it's heavy. Like, I mean, I cried and was like, I was just, it's it's familial relationships. We all have strife in our family and whatnot. And I think there's relatability throughout that film, regardless of what your upbringing was.
Yeah, I still think the movie's fun though. I mean, there is some heaviness to it, but it's also still about a kid discovering his passion for making film. And I think it's fun.
Yeah, and growing up in general, like the scenes at prom, like I know you were talking about the confrontation in the hallway, but also like when he's just like, "I love you," and it's just like, "Want to get married right now," and it's just like, whoa, 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 whoa. Back up, you've only met this girl for the scene where she's trying to get him to pray.
Yeah,
I have never, I haven't had an uncomfortable laugh in a while in a movie theater, and that was an uncomfortable laugh.
Good times.
Yeah.
Yeah, the young woman who plays Monica is really good.
Oh yeah, fantastic. And Seth Rogen was good too.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Next week on Real Nerds, we'll be reviewing Avatar: Way of the Water.
Yay.
And Film Explosion will
we give everybody a chance.
Film Explosion will be recorded January 8th, so start thinking about your lists, and because we'll have our year-end blowout the 8th of January.
Sweet.
Which I got the okay for at the Bug, so we will be recording there.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Evening, right? You want it evening?
Yeah, I mean, it's easier for me, but I mean, it doesn't matter.
Same for me, so long as it's on a Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday.
It's a
I
Sunday.
think it's Monday.
Monday?
Is it Sunday?
Yeah.
Then it'll be fine.
It's one of those days. You tell me.
Oh, Corinne has a showtime for this week.
Oh, cool. Here's what Corinne has to say about some anime, I'm guessing.
Hey nerds, Corinne here for another installment of Showtime, where I tell you all about something cool I've been watching lately. This week I'm going to talk about another anime, because of course I am. It's called The Devil is a Part-Timer. And even though it came out several years ago, I had never heard of it. And I understand that a second season just came out this year. I guess the first season came out, I don't know, maybe 7, 8 years ago. But yeah, I'd never heard of it, and I only got to watch the first season so far. I might watch the second. I'm still kind of up in the air about it. But, I sent a clip of it to Ryan because the opening 4 minutes are, like, actually really legit good. And then after that, I won't say it's bad, but it really changes, like, tone and direction. Like, it starts off as this very, like, dark, action-packed, gritty anime, and then it morphs into, like, a comedy, like very, 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 comedic anime. I won't say it's, like, romantic comedy. I mean, it does have elements of that, but it's very much just, like, pure humor, and like, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't bad, but I just kind of had to be like, okay, I need to, like, adjust to this, because we started off with this, and then we switched to that, and they're both good, but in the same show, I think it's a little jarring. So anyway, so the premise is that most of the main characters are from this fictional world called Ente Isla, and there's been this, like, long raging battle between demons and humans, and the demons are led by Satan, of course, and he's, like, the literal devil. He's the king of the demons, and the humans kind of deal this major blow, and he decides to retreat, but instead of retreating, like, physically, he retreats into this portal to another world, which we discover is our world. And he transforms into, like, a human, and he has, like, a human body, and he looks like a teenager. So, and he has some magic, but it's very limited, and he can't, like, use it a lot because he can't resupply. So he has to be very careful with the magic he does use. And so he decides, like, well, we can't go back to Ente Isla. We have to stay here until we can figure out how to gather more magic. And inevitably, like, he has to get a job, and so he starts working part-time at a McDonald's, which is, like, a fake McDonald's, but it's again very wacky, and if it had just been an anime about that first 4 minutes where they're back in Ente Isla and they're fighting the war, like, I would have watched a whole show about that, and I'm sure Ryan would have too, because I sent him the clip and he's like, I kind of get it, but I'm like, yeah, the rest of the show is very different from this, and I don't think he would like it, but it was okay. I like aspects of it. I do think, like, the premise in and of itself is very hilarious. Again, I wish they hadn't teased us with, like, that first 4-minute intro that was, like, so good that I'm like, damn it, I wish that we could have watched that anime instead. And they do kind of keep flashing back to Ente Isla, and we get to see different, different characters' backstories. And it's always a little jarring because I'm like, yeah, that world is, like, way better than this world. But again, yeah, the premise is kind of fun, and it is really weird to see, like, all these, superpowered beings kind of coming into the real world and having to deal with, like, real world problems, and, like, trying to figure out, like, oh, can I use magic, can I not, or, when and how to use it, and, yeah, it's okay. It kind of falls flat for me sometimes because characters, I don't want to give too much away, but they kind of just very easily forgive each other for huge, like, egregious things. It's like, oh, these characters will be responsible for another character's, like the entire land being destroyed or their loved ones dying, and they're all just chilling together. And I know part of it's, like, out of necessity, but they don't always couch it as, like, oh, like, I have to look after you, because it's just more of, like, hey, we're all just here hanging out. I don't know. And then also, some characters kind of appear and reappear without much rhyme or reason. There's, like, midway through the first season, these two characters show up from Ente Isla, and I figured they were going to factor into the plot a lot more, but they just show up for, like, half an episode, and then they leave again. I was like, well, what was the whole point of that? They just showed up to do nothing? I don't... And then there's, like, kind of a recurring villain who shows up midway through, and then they say some offhanded remark about, like, oh, we gave him to the cops. And then he shows up again at the end, and I was like, what? I guess he was just hanging out in a hospital that whole time? I don't... It was just weird. So, yeah, again, I'm kind of up in the air as to whether I want to watch Season 2. I've seen some clips of what happens in Season 2. The animation style is a little bit different, and it doesn't look quite as good or quite as fluid as it did before. Again, it's been several years since Season 1 came out, so it might be a completely different studio, or at the very least different animators working on it, and you know how the animation industry is right now, so it's like, I don't blame them. I just, that doesn't necessarily mean I have to watch it, though. And, the story points that I've seen in the clips of Season 2, I'm like, not really on board with that, so... yeah, again, I'm up in the air. But if you want to check it out, it's called The Devil is a Part-Timer. It's on Hulu. It's also on Tubi. But I watched the dub version because, as I say, I think that comedy translates better when you don't have to read it. So I watched the dub version on Hulu. But if you want to watch the sub version, it's free on Tubi. So, anyway, just thought I'd share that. Again, The Devil is a Part-Timer. The premise is, again, wackadoodle. But figured I'd share it with y'all. So I will talk to you guys soon with something. I still have 3 Tenda Yuma that I need to do, both the old and the new versions. I also am about to pick up Miss Scarlet and the Duke from the library. I think I said, like, I only watched part of Season 2. I didn't get to see Season 1 or the first half of Season 2, so I need to catch up with that. But I'll no doubt check back in with you guys maybe after the new year about that show. But anyway, just wanted to share, and hope you guys are having fun, and I'll talk to you soon with something. Bye.
All right. So my total guess was a total correct guess.
You nailed it.
Yeah. You're psychic, dude.
And I'm interested only because the devil's in the name. I really just want to see devils rip people in half and, like, bowl with people's heads, and the pins are children that are strapped to stakes. I don't know.
My personal opinion is that my devil should just always wear Prada. Just gonna throw that out there.
Or he went down to Georgia. I don't know.
Yes, or all the devil all the time, or whatever that. The devil all the time. What was that movie with Tom Holland? The devil all the time. That's right.
Yeah, the movie's awesome.
Yeah,
if you want to be depressed, I recommend it.
Yeah, if you want a 2.5 hour kick in the pants, enjoy The Devil All the Time.
Cool. Well,
wonderful.
We'll see you next week at the movies. Bye.
I see you. Bye.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot. A real nerd can follow the plot. And a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action. Real nerds.
Thanks for listening to Real Nerds Podcast, a Nebulous Visions production. Stream or download episodes, read articles at realnerdspodcast.com. Stream us on Apple or Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, or iHeartRadio. Follow us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. Twitter and Instagram at Real Nerds. Watch us on YouTube, Real Nerds Podcast. Email us at realnerds@gmail.com. Call us at 720-6nerds5. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill, Mike at Plan 9 Studios, and Belonium for all of our groovy theme songs. And that's how you fucking do it!